This is the most remarkable story in football history. If this story was a script to a movie, you simply wouldn't believe it. The story focuses on the African country of Zambia. Well, in the 90s, Zambia had the best African football team that have ever set foot on a football pitch. This is the definition of a golden generation. And the 1994 AFCON was Zambia's to lose. Just a measure of how good this Zambian team was, they beat Italy 4-0. Italy who had just come third at a World Cup 4-0. So how did they not end up winning that 1994 AFCON or ever even qualifying for a World Cup? Well, this part of the story is a tragedy. On the evening of the 27th of April 1993, the Zambia team boarded this flight, on their way to Senegal to play a World Cup qualifier. But tragically, they never made it there. As not long after takeoff, the plane went down, killing everyone on board, including Zambia's golden generation. The plane crashed in the city of Libreville, Gabon. And just like that, Zambia's golden generation was no more. When they were able to recover the black box for the flight, they heard something unbelievable. You see, the way the flight went down, it was pretty obvious that all the players on board knew that they were going to die. And in this moment of such stress and panic, knowing their lives were about to be over, the Zambian team were heard singing in unison together. Zambia didn't win the 1994 AFCON, and to be completely honest, they were never the same. How could they be? This man's name is Kalusha Boyala. He was part of that golden generation of the Zambian team, except he wasn't on the flight, as he had club commitments. So he had to go through the pain and the anguish of never playing with his friends again. Ahead of the 2012 AFCON, a now retired Kalusha was actually appointed the president of the Zambian FA. And one of the first things he did was hire Herve Renard as coach. And with Renard in charge, Zambia were able to qualify for AFCON in 2012. Zambia were rank outsiders for this competition, and actually going into the tournament were ranked 79th in the world. And to be honest, a lot of Zambians were just happy that they had qualified. Zambia's very first group game was against a team they were meant to play all those years ago, Senegal. A Senegal team that was considerably better than Zambia's. Bear in mind, Zambia didn't have a single player in the top 5 leagues. But despite this, remarkably, against all odds, Zambia beat Senegal 2-1. And remarkably, this would help Zambia to top their group. In the quarterfinals, Zambia would continue and brush aside Sudan 3-0. But now in the semi-finals, they had to play Ghana, a star-studded side full of Premier League players. One of these Premier League players was Asamoah Gyan, who would step up for a penalty during the game and miss. But to be completely honest, this entire game was just an onslaught from Ghana. But remarkably, with 10 minutes to go, despite this, Zambia broke the deadlock. And unbelievably, this is how it stayed until full time. Zambia were in the AFCON final. Remember, ranked 79th in the world, were playing for a chance to win AFCON. But their opponents were Côte d'Ivoire, full of Premier League legends. This is where the story becomes even more remarkable. The stadium in which the final was to be played was in the city of Libreville, Gabon. The exact same city where the plane went down all those years ago. In fact, the stadium itself was only hundreds of meters away from the actual crash site. A Zambian team without a single player in the top 5 leagues against a team stacked with Premier League legends. Could Zambia finish a job that the team of 1993 started? The game was an extremely tight affair. With just minutes left, Côte d'Ivoire were awarded a penalty. But just like the semi-final, Drogba missed. And the game would instead go to penalties, where penalty after penalty after penalty would be scored. And in sudden death, with Zambia taking second, the pressure was always on them. But deep into sudden death, Jovinho stepped up and he missed. One kick of a ball away from winning what the 1993 team would have won. In the exact same city, this was all taken from them. In a situation of such high tension, the Zambia players sang the exact same song that the team before them sang as the plane went down, including the penalty taker. Kalusha Boyala watched on, just a few hundred meters away from where his friends were taken from him. One kick of a ball to make these men proud. One kick of a ball to make these men proud and finish what they started. Could he do it?